Welcome back to the videos. It's wonderful to have you here as always. I'm back today getting a few things done on this beast, getting it ready to fire up. A fair bit's changed since the last video I made, I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago now. I've been pretty busy. I haven't filmed much of it. It's just been all that sort of nickel and dime shit that just takes forever. But I'm here today to try and get through the rest of it. So I'll give you guys a quick rundown, sort of catch you up to where I'm up to. Last video you've seen me finish off this charge piping. Nothing has changed there. It still fits and looks relatively nice. I've since added a brace here. This runs over to the up pipe and onto the side of the head there. That's only just sort of semi-tacked or semi-welded on at the moment. That needs to be finished welded. In saying that, this entire turbo system has to come back off, and I got to deck each head flange and this turbo flange, and then gaskets have got to go in and got to be heat wrapped and everything. So that's not important at the moment. I can take that back off and weld that up after I start it, because after I start it I'm probably going to do 2 or 3 heat cycles, and then I've got to retension down the head studs. So after that, today I just sort of buttoned up some of this wiring, so alternator wiring. I still have to lengthen the IAT. I still have to mount the clutch slave, but that's not going to stop me from starting it. You can't see it back there, but I have mounted the fuel pressure reg back there, and I've also gone and mounted all the feed lines and return lines. I've remade these return lines. Each bank goes together and then it tees off and goes down under the manifold to the reg at the back. You might be able to see it a bit better from here. Not really, but yeah, it sort of goes down there to the reg, feed comes in there. The coil mount or coil bracket is finished. This is just an eBay piece, advertised to hold 6 LS coils. It actually only holds 5, and I've had to bolt the other one on the outside of it. It's not a big deal, it still works. Run the wiring, still got some vacuum stuff to do. I drill and tapped this, although I kind of drilled the hole a bit big, so hopefully that doesn't bust out. But that's just going to run down to the wastegate here, or to the wastegate and solenoid. For that, I've redone the coil wiring, because when it was over there I only had the little stubby cut-offs from the LS or the factory wiring loom, and it looked like arse. I got these off eBay. I think it was like 20 bucks for the 6 of them. Rewired them up to 2 Deutsch connectors. So this is power and grounds. This is all the 6 inputs or signals from the ECU. So that's power ground for the coil, signals for the ECU. That tells them when to fire, and they just plug in on these nice 2 plugs there, which is great because then I can just leave them attached, unbolt the whole thing out of the car in one go. I finished the dump pipe. I managed to move it away from the gearbox down there, and I welded in the wideband bung. This car doesn't use an O2, it just uses the wideband, which is still an O2, but it just runs into the gauge and the ECU. So yeah, I've been pretty busy. So my goal for today is to just button the last of it up. I still have to make feed or oil feed for the turbo. I have to lengthen these 2 plugs over to TPS and idle air control, and this one for air intake temperature. I have 4 or 5 wires in the kick panel there for the ECU that I have another Deutsch plug to go onto so it can be removed. Transmission wiring has to get plugged back in. Vehicle speed sensor also has to get plugged back in. I have to remake the start signal wire and probably do thermofan wiring. Might as well do it now while I've got this dummy rad and the fans semi mocked up, and then rad's got to come out, new rad in, fans back on permanently. Put this on, all the hose clamps and everything associated with the power steering, oils in it, and then I have to remake my spark plug leads. Once I get all that done, it should be ready to fire up, which is also my other goal today. By the end of this video, I am hoping to have everything sorted out so that it will fire up and start and run. Drivable, I'm not too worried about. I still have a few other bits and pieces need to be done before I can take it on its first drive, but next video I want to be able to give it its first start. So that's my goal for today. So stick around and pop you guys on tripod or plant you somewhere, and we'll just sort of work through all this little bits of shit. It's the most frustrating part of the build, especially since so much has changed. I could have simply just slapped it all back together and sent it the way it was, but it needed some improvements. Anyway, moving on, time to put the alternator in, bolt it up, and I might put the belt on. And then I'll probably work on the oil feed line. I don't know, I'll work something out and I'll see you guys after that, probably at the end of the video.
Time stops when I'm falling for you. The world stops spinning, my head is spinning too. Time stops when I'm falling for you. Should I stop or are you falling for me? Is your world stuck your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 Safe and sound.
Yeah, well, anyway, I'm pretty happy with the progress I've made today. I'm going to call it quits for today. Leads are run, plugs are in, that's all plugged in. I do need to leave these injectors off for the time being though, because I need to prime the oil system. Come on. And this one. Okay. Yeah, I had to make number 4 and 6 run around the back of the motor just because there wasn't any room, which is a shame. Oil feed's done. It sort of runs down, runs down this panel and then back along and then over to the sandwich plate. All the wiring's on, oil pressure sensor, fuel pressure sensor. These 3 leads are made. Yeah, it's getting close, nearly ready. So it's getting late. I'm going to leave it there for today. I'll pick back up in maybe a day or two, hopefully tomorrow if I get some time to come out and do something on them. On this I'll bring the camera. It's nearly ready, haven't got much to do, a little bit of wiring, put some fluids in it, swap the radiator over, put the radiator hoses on, charge the battery, things like that. So yeah, anyway, that's where I'm going to end it for today. I'll pick this back up next time I'm out working on this. It's going to be in the same video, so don't stress. I'll see you then. Okay, so fast forward a couple of days. Just gotten home from work. I ended up spending a bit of time on Sunday off camera doing a few bits and pieces. I put in the alley rad. I fitted up the thermos again. They're all bolted up, ready to go. What else did I do? I can't exactly remember where I left off in the last video. I did the wiring and the kick panel down there. That's all ready to go. And now I've procrastinated enough. I need to get these two bits of wiring sorted. That's all the lengths of wire I've got that I'm going to use for it. Got to put the charge pipe in. I need to buy myself a couple more clamps for that. I've borrowed a battery charger so that I can charge the battery in the boot. I quickly pop the dipstick in. It's not bolted up yet. I've got to put the rad hoses on and a couple of hose clamps. I think I've got one on down there, but I still need to get some more on. But yeah, so I'm going to get this bit of wiring sorted. I'll probably pop the upper rad hose on and maybe a hose clamp down on there. That's about where I'm going to leave it for this video. And then in the next one I'll be finishing it off, putting oil in it. We'll crank it over, prime it, and then start her up for the first time. Power steering fluid. I've got to get the reservoir back, hook the lines up. Bloody hand hurts. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to pop you guys on time lapse and we'll get stuck into that. I mean, I procrastinated long enough about it. I've got to get it sorted. So yeah, let's do that.
starlight. It's our lives in hindsight. And as I lay here in the street, I see what I need. I need escape from this debris. Carefree.
Well, that's pretty much it for the wiring. I know that's not the right way to do it. Ideally I'd get another one of these Deutsch plugs, put all the connectors onto a plug and just have a plug here and then have it run around. But that's going to work for me for now. That's pretty much going to be it from me from this video. It's pretty much ready to start now. I've got to put some oil in it, put the rad hoses on it, I'll put some coolant in it. I'm going to go and put the battery on charge. And then yeah, in the next video we'll kick her up, or we'll kick her into life. Hopefully. Fingers crossed that that's going to go well. Anyway, that's going to be it from me in this video. Hope you guys are excited as I am to hear it fire up for the first time. I know I am. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a lot of work. A long time coming. I missed the cam in it, so should be pretty interesting. Thanks again for watching. Don't miss the next one. Subscribe if you're new. Please like, comment, share, all the usual crap. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.